Hello, I'm glad you could join us today. Today we're going to do a painting that's going to be a little bit strange because normally I would paint something like this on a canvas with acrylic paint. Well, today I made the mistake of using oil paint, so this is it's all going to blend in with our sky up here. Not sure what I was thinking, but you know what? We're going to go with it. This is going to be a fun painting. I hope. Alright. I just got a little bit of yellow ochre mixed in to make the black more interesting. And then do a really dark sky. Maybe right after the sun went down. It's really gray. And maybe it's been raining all day, storming. We get that weather a lot here in Oregon. During the winter especially. I like how that's looking. It's pretty good. A little blue in there. Go with the gray. Yeah, make the sky darker in some places. Let's see, a little more liquid white. The liquid white's there just to make the canvas stick, but you know, paint works just as well. Liquid white is just for helping with blending. Helping the colors move around. Alright, just kind of egg-shaped strokes. Get all these brush strokes out of here. Maybe come straight across with it. And at the bottom of the painting, since it's black, I'm going to have some water down there, I think. So maybe I'll go in the last episode we used a paint medium and we put it on the canvas, and I still have some left in the cup here. So I'm going to go ahead and just get some of that on the brush. Alright. And that's just some of the color from the sky on the brush too, so that'll work. We want it to reflect into the water. Just kind of coming from the edge. And I'm thinking today I might try a cabin again. You all know how terrible I am at cabins, but the best way to get good at something is to try it until you get it right. So we're going to do it again. You know, this season we're trying a lot of different things that we haven't done in the previous 2 seasons because, you know, I want to experiment, broaden my horizons a little bit. I'm pretty new to painting myself, so I'm always learning every time I paint, every time I watch someone else paint. Watch a lot of videos from it. Let's see, on this camera, it looks like we're getting that same glare again that I was talking about before. Let me see if I can... yeah, we're just going to have to deal with it. It's okay. We don't have it from this angle, so I'll switch over more often so you can see what we got. Let's see, the last episode, I believe we turned it this way. There, that helps. And that actually, that might be a little bit better. So we're going to go with that one. course, that one kind of messes up my view for my talking camera right here, but that's okay. I don't mind. And all right, now that we got that kind of blended out, I'm gonna go in and just go down to the palette and get some just white, pure white, really thick. Just load up the fan brush with it. We're just gonna start up at the top and just spin around, making little clouds coming down. I'm doing my own camera switching, so sometimes I get so into painting I forget to change it. Hopefully the rest of the episode won't be such a mess. Alright, I'm gonna clean off my brush. And do that by rubbing it in my paint thinner with the screen on the bottom of the can. And then just beating the bristles off into the bucket. Alright, and we're just going to go back to this cloud and just kind of blend it in. We don't really want to mess with the edge. We just want to blend in the bottom of the cloud. And then we'll kind of just fluff it up a little bit and lightly come across. And very light. You don't want to overdo this or your cloud will just disappear. And let's see, I think I want another cloud, maybe. Corner of the brush. These aren't going to be very bright. These are very dark clouds. Just wherever we think we should have a cloud. You'll probably want to start at the top because usually the top of your clouds are the brightest, and this is going to blend with the paint as it comes down. It's already on the canvas. All right. Come back and do the same thing we did with the other, just the corner of your 2-inch brush. And just come across with it. Very cloudy sky. All right. Now, at the beginning you saw I had some trees on the canvas. And I think now would be a good time to go back and put some of those in. It was nice that we already had a plan for what was going on. So you've already seen basically the way I want to lay it out. So we'll go ahead and put that back in. Tree over here. And this one up here is a tall tree. It goes right up off the canvas. A bigger bush right there. Maybe another tree here off in the distance. He's a tall tree too, but he's just way back there. Make him a little bit lighter. And this color I'm using is just an ivory black, just straight black. All right, I'm gonna take my brush and put a little green down here at the bottom. Just kind of blend it in. Maybe a little bit of blue too. A little blue down there. Say a little blue, Prussian blue, whatever you want. I'm kind of mixing both of them together. And this is going to be for our water reflections later. All this won't be water, but you get some color down there. And it's transparent, so it's not going to really show up much. Unless it mixes with this white we have on there. But we can paint over what we don't want. Alright, next I'm going to go down to the palette and I'm going to get some yellow. And as you can see, I've already got this this dark color on the brush, so I'm just going to cut some yellow off to the side and mix it on the brush. What I'm doing here is making sort of a dirty green color. Alright, and we're going to go back up and start putting some highlights on these trees using that color we just made. Very nasty looking color. But it looks good highlighting these trees. We'll come back and put some other colors in them in a minute. Just want these to look very dark. The bushes down through here should all be very dark also. Alright, now I want this to be kind of a fall scene. So I'm gonna go through and put some yellow ochre on here. Just a little bit, not a lot. We want to leave some of this dark area that we got in here too. We don't want to cover it all up. Just different colors. Maybe I'll go through and get some of the bright yellow. Maybe a little bit of the bright yellow mixed with the green. I like some of these that are up near the top. Maybe more sun hits over there on the tops of these trees. More highlights. Very muted colors, though, not like some of our paintings where we're doing very bright stuff. There. A little bit more right here. And this tree in the background, it could use a little brighter color in it. And a lot of color here in this bush. All right. Just tapping at the base. All of those about the same color. I'm going to adjust this again, see if we can get a little bit better view. There we go. This is a different studio than the one we usually use, so next time I'm in this one, I'll know to set the lights a little bit different. And here I'm just taking a little yellow ochre mixed with liquid white and just putting in some different colors. And I think I'm going to go down to the palette, a little bit of liquid white, mix it in with some of the gray we used on our last painting. I like to reuse the paints when I can so I don't waste so much. Alright, and just kind of put some tree trunks in there. And we're doing that by just spinning the brush as we go down. put some of this one up here. And you can make these as thin or as thick as you like. It doesn't matter. It's all up to you, whatever you like. And I'm going to go back and put some of those highlights back over. We don't want this showing through everywhere. But we do want it showing through in some places. And, you know, if you like, you can go through and just put as many of these little branches in as you like. It's going to look really nice when your painting's done. Alright, and now that we come forward in the painting a little bit, I'm going to go scratch some sticks and things in these dark areas. Maybe make some little bush shapes. There we go. Just a few. You don't want many. Alright. Now the next thing I want to do, I said that I wanted to put a cabin in this one, so I've got to decide where I want a cabin to live in this painting. I think if I was going to have a cabin, I'd have built it right here underneath this big tree on the left side. So I'm going to wipe my palette knife off so I don't smear color everywhere. And I'm just going to decide where the cabin lives, and it's right here. That's where the cabin's going to be. So I'm just going to scrape out the roof of this cabin just by scraping the color off the canvas. Just scraping it right off. Let's see, maybe it comes out a little bit further. And let's see, maybe I want the front of it to go down like this. And scraping on down. Let's see, I want to scrape out a little bit here. Maybe my cabin's got a little porch on the front of it. Or maybe there's a little shed on the side. That's what it's going to be. Gonna have a little shed on the side. And you know, right now we're not committed at this point. We're just scraping out basic shapes. We haven't even put any color down. This is already halfway there just by erasing what was there. All right, now I'm going to take some dark color, maybe some black, blue mixed together. I'm just going to start filling in that place that I scraped off with paint. Right now it's just a basic shape. And so far I'm happy with this. We'll see how it goes. There's the side to it. And just gonna kind of go off the canvas there. let's see, the shed. I do the side of it, a roof there, and then scrape the color down. And even at this point, we're still not committed here. If we don't want this canvas, this cabin here, we can just scrape it off and just paint over it with something else. But I do want this cabin, so I'm gonna make this work. All right. Now that we got that, I want to put some color on this cabin. Maybe we'll make him like an old barn or something. Use a little bit of maybe a little bit of alizarin crimson. Mix it with that dark color. Just take a little roll of it on our palette knife like that. We'll come back up and just kind of paint the side of it. Keep it rather dark. Some of that same dark color over here on this side. The little shed that's attached to it. Alright. And I'm gonna make some more of that color, but I want to lighten it up a little bit. Maybe mix some white in. And I'm going to use that color on the side over here that is facing our light source. And maybe a little bit on the side of the shed. Alright. And we'll go back in the dark color and cover up the part that it's in the shadows. Maybe we'll come scratch through it, make it look like some boards there. There we go. And we'll do the same on the dark side after I put down a little more of the dark color. Maybe some black mixed in with it. Let's see there. Definitely want to keep this very dark. And same thing on this side. Scratch through the paint. Make some little boards. They don't have to be perfectly straight. This is an old rundown barn. Might fall over soon. And then I'm going to go back and get a little bit of brown mixed with a bit of white, black. And just kind of get some shingles in here on this roof. A little bit more of that color. We're just tapping them in. And just get a little bit more of that on this side, on the shed. And I think we can call that cabin finished. I'm done with that. One more thing I want to do though. This cabin needs a little door, so I go back through and I'm gonna scrape out a place for a little door. Just scraping the paint off. Just taking some pure black on my palette knife. and make that door there. I might not have even had to scrape off the paint. I probably could have just put the black straight on there. And a little door. Maybe a little bit wider as it gets cows in there. All right. And I think I want to go back and a little bit of the liquid white just on the edge of the palette knife and just kind of highlight that door around the edge. Separate it from the barn. And I want to go back and put a little highlight on this side of the roof too. The light shining. All right, and I think we're good to go on this barn. Fill in that blank space in the door. All right, and to finish it up, I'm gonna come along the bottom and put in some little grasses and things, make it part of the painting. Little bushes. Now get some of that green color. This is kind of like the other one we did, almost, with the fence. Maybe this is the other side. Maybe that fence is over on the other side of these bushes. We don't know. We don't care. Okay, now I'm gonna bring the grass on down a little bit more. Adding different colors in there, different colors of yellow. Yellow ochre there. And the more you tap this, the softer it gets. The more it's just gonna like velvet. You don't want to do this to your bushes, but for grass and things like that, it's a perfect way to do it. All right. Now we're going to take a little bit of the black and mix it in with a little bit of raw sienna. Make a brown color. I didn't put any brown out today, so we'll just make our own. And we're just gonna, one more thing I gotta do before I do that. I'm trying to get ahead of myself here. I get a little bit of white paint on my brush. Alright, and just gonna drag some reflections down into the water. It doesn't matter where these go, we're just putting some color. It's gonna look like it's reflecting the sky. Making it look kind of watery. And we'll get some more color down in there. Alright. And I'm going to go back into that color I was making earlier, the brown. I'm just going to, in a dark bank. Actually, that's not dark enough. I'm going to go with black. Had a little get off the edge of the canvas there, so I just picked it back up. Just scrubbing in some color. And now I can go back and get that other color and lay some highlights on this. Just let the color stay marbled so you can get all these interesting things going on. Alright, I'm going to wipe off my palette knife and get a little bit of the liquid white and just go in and put a water line in. You want to keep these lines basically straight. Alright, I'm going to step back for a second and take a look at what I've got. And I'm pretty happy with it so far. I think I'd like to go back in, maybe put some more bushes in here. Something to make it more interesting. This foreground seems kind of boring. Go back and take that same brush. Add some highlights to it. A little yellow ochre. And you know, I'm gonna go into some bright red. Hey, this bush has some flowers all over it. That one there does too. Same kind of bush. Just adding lots of colors here and there, because like I said before, this is supposed to be kind of a fall scene. So I'm gonna get some orange, maybe put a little bit of orange in this tree. background there. Maybe this tree here has a lot of orange in it. Starting to change seasons. Just starting to turn. Soon there'll be leaves all over the ground. And it's never too late to change your mind to painting. If you want to go back and make it look like it's fall everywhere, well, you should do it. But make sure you let some of those highlights and dark areas still show through. You don't want to cover up everything you painted if you're doing this. You still want it to look interesting. Alright, and once again, I'm going to step back and take a look at what I've got. And I think we're going to call that a finished painting. I want to thank you for watching today. I hope you enjoyed this one and learned something from it. You know, I always do. You know, today I started out, had some mistakes, and we worked with them and ended up with a finished painting. You know, worst case scenario, if you don't like the painting, you can just go back and scrape all the paint off, and then you have a canvas that you can do something else with. So, you know, it's going to hold some of the color in it, but you know, after you've cleaned it off, it makes a good opportunity to do a strange colored sky. You know, maybe if I scraped all this off and there was some orange, put some clouds and stuff over it. Well, thanks for watching, and we hope to see you next time.